Oh, dearie me, ladies and gentlemen, there are way too many mods releasing all at the same time. You got Duke Nukem, Alien Armageddon launching on Friday, August 24th. Then you got this new version of Brutal Doom version 21 launching August 25th. I just can't keep up! Alright, so we're going to take a look at this latest revision of Brutal Doom V21. Now, I have not actually played it. This is a completely blind first look. We're, of course, going to see that there is an addition of a tactical mode. We will take a look at this first. And we're, of course, just looking at Ultimate Doom. Now, theoretically, this is supposed to have a bunch of new features in it, and we'll see what we got. Now, this tactical mode was something that I saw in Brutal Doom Black Edition, which, to be perfectly honest, I really didn't like all that much. I felt it was kind of, well, slow. And it still is kind of, well, slow. That's the problem, because, like, you'll have... Did he drop 2 shotguns? The entrails there are a little bit better. I think this is actually an earlier version of the entrails coming back now. Got some windows, a broken one here. Can you jump out? No. I did look at, before I started recording, some of these options here, though. One thing I did notice is, if you want to put on, like, the full helmet... Let's see if we can get that there. Full helmet. Alright, so you got that, and it just doesn't do anything. Earlier, it was all scrunched up for some reason, so I'm not really sure why that doesn't work. And of course you can actually see how much damage you do to a certain enemy. And actually we got here some more windows. We got a little aircraft out there. I think that was there in the earlier revision. And we got some flies. Always like to see that. Actually, not only that, you actually put some maggots in there. That's pretty good. That is attention to detail, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I can't stand tactical mode. Just give me back. Give me back my Doom, please. Give me back my legions. Also, we got unknown texture. Alright, here we go. As you can see, the HUD there just, yeah, that doesn't work for some reason, and I'm not really sure why. I'll have to look at that later, where I actually just go back to, not Brutal Simple 4x3. That'll have to do. Force HUD to restart. I generally use my own custom HUD mods anyway. Specifically the Ultimate Doom Visor, which of course you can find on ModTB. It's just tactical mode, especially in Brutal Doom Black Edition. I forget which Black Edition is. This is new. I don't know what this is. It looks like this is some sort of submachine gun. And I do not mind that. Now, Project Brutality does have a submachine gun. It actually is fairly useful, but most of the time you never really end up using it because the rifle is generally just that much better. It's kind of like the way in real life. Submachine guns aren't bad, but if you can get a rifle, well, that is something good. Now, it looks like there's another revision to the iron sights on the combat rifle here. And it looks like the cyclic rate is a bit increased. Really liking the glows off of the slime here, looking really good. I think it's a nice little revision. Now, I'm not as big a fan of Brutal Doom as I once was. Project Brutality, I feel, just has a greater monster. That was an ammo box that definitely was that Project Brutality has been using for some time now. I mean, that looks cool, but I will say this, though, it just feels like it's just kind of there. It'd be nice if there was like a little helipad there, potentially. Performance-wise, this is running fairly well, but then again, this is just level 1 of Doom. What you'll end up seeing, especially with Project Brutality, is that it does like to lag a bit. Now, I do not know what revision of GZ Doom or Xandronum you'll need. I'm actually running the most recent version. I actually found some problems with Brutal Doom V20B not wanting to run on certain versions of GZ Doom. This one just worked. So I hope that was something that was fixed. Really like the addition of the windows. Very simple, very minimalist. Works pretty well. The light map on there was pretty nice, actually. Overall, I'm fairly impressed. Not much has really been added, though. It was actually one of the features that I was most looking forward to, is seeing, you know, just what was added to... What the little details are going to be. And so far, it's just more Brutal Doom. I guess the biggest problem, I guess not even a problem, but the thing that really separates Project Brutality from Brutal Doom is the enemy variety. These are just your basic enemies that really just aren't that interesting. You can at least shoot one of the bloody things, which is cool. I am getting frame dips when the barrels go off, but that generally will happen anyway with Project Brutality as well. Let's see. Kind of like I'm really enjoying the higher res textures. I'm actually pretty impressed. If I still played Brutal Doom to the extent... Yeah, I did blow 2 shotguns out of him. Okay, the damage modeling on here is actually really good. That's something that is really impressive. I'm not that big onto the gore to where... Oh, you got a pistol now as well. I didn't remember... The pistol sound is pretty good. I do find the sprite to be kind of hilarious, though. It looks really... a lot more chunky from this angle than it does when you actually see the entire pistol, which was something I always found kind of funny about the Doom pistol. I mean, this thing looks pretty huge, even though it really is supposed to just be a Beretta 92. And why he dropped the pistol when it clearly showed him with the rifle, I couldn't tell you. I'm enjoying the little details. I'm not... Once again, this isn't blowing me away as much as it could. Now, okay, that I will admit, that did look really good. I do like the new explosions. And the gut sticking to the wall, sticking to the ceiling. Okay, maybe this is impressive. I guess, since I expected more level changes. Okay, that little blue light, very nice indeed. Really liking that. I don't know, we'll have to... Well, as I play through it, I'm actually getting more impressed as I go along. Because at first, it was just like, it's just another Brutal Doom revision. Because I've been with Brutal Doom since a little after it came out. I think people started telling me about it, I think early 20... I think people started telling me about it like a month or so after it came out, and I just didn't get a chance to play it. But I think I started playing it like late 2012, I want to say. It's been I've been playing Brutal Doom for a long time, so I can definitely tell many of the changes. Not all of them, mind you, but many of them. And I'm liking the little detail work. I like the fact that you can destroy that window. The gore, I think, has been significantly improved, though. If only for that alone. I mean, that's pretty bloody significant. Now, I haven't actually tried the grenades yet. Because I always remember the Brutal Doom grenades being... Yeah, he nerfed the grenade. Because I remember the Brutal Doom grenades being very, very OP. Especially compared to Project Brutality's somewhat anemic grenades, but now it seems like he's balancing that a little bit. Yeah, because that barely killed anyone. The shotgun is thankfully just as powerful as it ever has been, which I highly prefer. So many games will get the shotgun wrong, and Project Brutality kind of has a problem with its pump action shotgun. That was really nice. Project Brutality's shotgun is a little anemic. Well, the pump action shotgun, I should say. The only shotgun you'd really want to use in Project Brutality is, of course, the auto shotty. Other than that, it's not really worth it. Overall, I'm getting somewhat impressed. It feels a little easy though. It's like I'm barely taking any damage, and this is on Ultraviolence. I'm definitely more used to the Project Brutality level of difficulty. And it's actually kind of funny. It's like, if you've never played it before, you better watch out. I'm not seeing too much difficulty here, and I'm not even what you'd call a particularly good gamer. That is one of the other problems I kind of have with Brutal Doom, is the shotgun is the end-all to be-all weapon, whereas Project Brutality really wants you to use a wide variety of different weapons all throughout the any given level that you're playing. I think what we'll do is we'll finish up this level, and then I think we will move on to Shores of Hell and go and look at what Doom 2 has to offer in its initial levels. Reading the ModDB page, evidently some of the levels in Final Doom and Doom 2 have not been completed in terms of the little spruced up details. You know, I suppose if you're much more of a purist than well, of course, if you're much more of a purist than I am, then you wouldn't want to play Brutal Doom to begin with. But if you want something, I guess these little details are significant, provided, of course, you don't want to put forth that much effort in terms of modding. Like, you just want to pop in Brutal Doom and go. I can see where just having these limited details would be very nice. Overall, I would like there to be a few more details, maybe have some additional areas in here, but maybe that'd be fairly difficult to program. I don't really know how all that works, to be perfectly honest, so I'm not going to say, like, why did you do that? Well, I can't! What more do you want from me, sir? I'm seeing a lot of Black Edition stuff in here so far. Like the glowy-eyed enemies, and of course that tactical mode. That tactical mode, I wanted to like it, but I just couldn't really get into it. The lighting, I'll say this, Sergeant Mark IV has done a great job on the lighting, and I think what we'll do is we will play more of this, and play more just generic Doom here. Now that's a graphical glitch. That's a graphical glitch, man. Worst game of the year, all years. We'll play some more of this, then we'll give Maps of Chaos a try, because that is by far my favorite of the vanilla-styled Doom maps. We don't even really need to go in there. Actually, no, but we need to just see what's going on in here. See what's going on in there, Bennett. I feel like the submachine gun's not bad, but I just feel it lacks a certain snappiness. I'm actually taking some damage here, because I'm not paying as close attention as I should. I haven't really been fond of the Brutal Doom chain gun since, I think, still V19. I can understand why this is why people like this version a bit more. Oh yeah, this is also supposed to have a flashlight. We shall see if it works. Since I'm used to the Ultimate Doom visor, I'm just going to go ahead and save here. I'm used to the Ultimate Doom visor, it's not that big. Yeah, ooh, that's actually not a bad flashlight. In fact, okay, this is actually vastly superior to the Ultimate Doom visor flashlight. The Ultimate Doom visor flashlight is this little anemic, I keep using the word anemic, but it is what it is what it is. It's this little wimpy blue light, which works and kind of gets good ambiance, but this is vastly superior. That's a much better white light, and it doesn't impact performance at all. So that's something. I'm getting a solid 60 out of this, but once again, we're not playing anything particularly demanding of the Doom engine, so that fireball looked really good. Okay, in terms of just pure gameplay, this is, I would say that Mark IV has done an amazing job with his lighting work and detail work. I don't think the little procedural details are that amazing. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. This is legitimately good. It seems to be the way these days. Like, initially, I'm not very impressed, but as I play it, it starts to get better and better. And yeah, it is starting to get better and better. Okay, we will finish this level. I'm not going to bother clicking on that, because we're just going to move straight on to Shores of Hell and see what we've got in there. Now, if this is a custom level and or it's your first time playing it, you should definitely choose an easier difficulty. Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like it's that hard. It ain't that hard. Ooh, that looks pretty nice. The little, it even flickers. Ah, very. Okay, I'll tell you this. Mark IV knows what he's doing. I still think there needs to be greater enemy variety, as these guys are really boring to fight. Once again, I suppose if you haven't played roughly 4, 5. Way too long of Doom, years worth of Doom like I have, it won't be that big of a deal. But when it comes to me, having played so many Doom WODs, literally pretty much all my entire life, yeah, for me, I need a lot of enemy variety, a lot of diversity. Generallotz has gone blue. Not really, but now that's why people love. That's why people, including me, love Brutal Doom. Just that massive gore explosion. I kick him. I kind of missed the gray leg. It kind of set itself apart. It was like it's something different, you know? But oh well. I'm pretty sure people on it. Oh, we got a, I think we've had that for a while. The foot looks a little more realistic. A little more realistic. Alright, let us see. We're going to cheat in some weapons before too long. That way we can see them all. Yeah, we definitely got a lot of Black Edition influences, though, on this. There's another edition of Brutal Doom that I've tried that I thought would be good, but ultimately just doesn't really work. And that's one where it really tries to ape Doom 2016, where you can beat health and ammo out of the enemies. It's functional, but it's very tedious because the execution animations go on way too long. Ultimately, you don't even want to do it anymore because it's like takes like 5 or 6 seconds per execution, and it's like, come on, I want to shoot something, not spend 5 minutes watching somebody beat something up. The armor pickup I don't really like because I did prefer the Doom 64 armor pickups, which I think that was you know, when you play these so often, it's like, wait a minute, okay, wait, was that Brutal Doom or is that something else? Like the new shot off of the Cacodemon, that looks good as well. I basically could just play this without even thinking it. Like, it's just nothing to me. It's like, this might as well just be like breathing. Alright, so that works. We'll take a look at Inferno, even though, honestly, I'm not a big fan of Inferno. I really don't like the level design, nor do I particularly like the level architecture. I mean, this is just so... It's so brown. I get this is supposed to be hell, but it doesn't look like hell that much. I've never been a fan of Inferno, just from art design alone. And I'm really glad we got the rifle here, the Sig Cow, as it's known. Although, in the Doom books, the Sig Cow was supposed to be 10mm. You know what's funny about that? In the intervening time, there is something kind of like the Sig Cow that exists in real life, the High-Point 10mm carbine. That is on my list, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna get me one of those as soon as I got the dollars, because having a 10mm carbine is a very cool thing. Not that it's like some sort of end-all to be-all carbine, but it's still cool to have. Now, of course, this isn't a Sig Cow. It's supposed to be like a AR-style kind of thing. It's a gray brick. It's an 80s. It's an 80s assault rifle. I don't like using the term assault rifle because it's so politicized, but that's kind of what it is, since you can toggle from semi-auto to full auto. But it's very much an 80s style of one, which I like, even though, as we see in the future, everything is going to be well, the AR. And it's kind of funny how, like, you got the AR, and now these days one of the most coveted ones is an AR with a gas piston. So of course, you're just not going to get rid of those. Alright, I'm impressed. I won't say that Sergeant Mark IV has outdone himself, because I think his best thing of all time is still that Hell on Earth starter pack. Those are some amazing levels all around. Really enjoyed this. Okay, let's try out Doom 2 and see what it looks like. Alright, here we are with Doom 2. And we shall see just what old hell... And I didn't mean to hurt me plenty. So, like, hurt me plenty, it's like... I guess I've gotten really spoiled. We got some trees now. We're going green, ladies and gentlemen. We're going green. And so one thing I really don't like about the Brutal Doom chainsaw, and that is, of course, all you can do is kind of swing it around. Everybody's like, all you can do... It's like how I said, it's like, all you can do is just swing it around as I literally dismember my foes. It's like, all you can do is swing it around. I like being able to charge it up and hold it up. Now, you do have a secondary attack, but I really prefer Project Brutality's charge, because it allows you just to kind of hop in and hit him, hop in and hit him. Where was that secret? It's somewhere around here. Where is it? Yeah, fuck it. It ain't worth it to me to find the fucking thing. The chainsaw still looks pretty cool. You can still cut heads off. That's pretty... I'll tell you this. The new in-trail modeling is pretty good. You kick the head. Oh, what the hell killed me? What did I kick the head and it like bounced off the wall and then somehow killed me? That's some physics right there. I actually kind of like that happened. Oh, that's fucking sick. Okay, that's fucking sick. Oh, it's beautiful. It's like it's literally just a blood fountain. Now, now I just need a monster pack for this, and I could go for this. Okay, let's get some new, let's give all and test out these other weapons. Okay, we got fists. The fists look a little better. It looks like old Doom guy here has been working out. Let's see, we got the chainsaw, got an axe. I think the axe is something from Project Brutality. And cut him up! Got him up! Good! Did we get a secondary attack? No. Damn, I just keep dying. Here I was saying, like, oh, it's not hard at all. Alright, let's see. Where's my axe? Where's my mighty axe? Got him up! That was actually... That's fucking sick. Got him up again! I like the axe. We got the submachine gun and pistol. We got the double barrel, regular shotgun. And we got the new auto shotty, which is the AA-12. Gotta say, I prefer the Project Brutality one. I know I'm just constantly shilling for Project Brutality, but that's just how I feel. You know, that is just my opinion. IMO, as they say these days. The Project Brutality auto shotty, you know, it's this big black tank of a shotgun, almost called a rifle. And you can get an upgrade that does allow you to use a magazine versus the tube mag. The sound for this doesn't sound bad, actually. I think it sounds pretty good. But I'm still not that impressed by it. Because, like, the sound coming off of the Project Brutality one is this deep boom that really just fills you with the desire to spill the blood of your enemies. Got the chain gun. We got the LMG. You know, we'll see what the LMG looks like. So far, I'm not seeing much different than Doom 2 in terms of, like, the level upgrades. Because that's the thing that really excited me. Oh, of course, now we got some new barrels that don't blow up. That's interesting. Now, the LMG, I'm not really sure what the point of this is. Simply because, okay, that's new. Can't destroy it, though. It's not destructible. I'm not really sure what the point of the LMG is compared to the chain gun. I mean, they kind of do much the same thing. So maybe as I play it more, I'll see. We got the grenade launcher. This, of course, is the generic, like, I was gonna say Skulltag, but Skulltag doesn't even exist anymore. The world I grew up in is gone. Holy crap! What's that? Ooh, Generallotz like. The rocket launcher here has definitely been improved, like, a lot. I mean, I really do like the little tiny developments off of this thing. The rocket launcher has definitely changed over the years, where it used to just be a fairly basic design. Now it looks much more detailed, but I still like the original design just a little bit more than this. I feel like there's just too much going on with this. The other one had some fairly decent simplicity. I kind of prefer that. Let's see. And of course we have the old elephant trunk, or as one friend of mine calls it, the accordion gun. But it still looks like an elephant trunk to me. Okay, I will admit, you know, Sergeant Mark V did it. Or is it Mark IV? I forget. Mjolnir Mark V? Sergeant Mark IV actually has kind of outdone himself on this plasma gun. I still like the original plasma gun. However, I gotta say, this thing's pretty fucking epic. I don't know how he did it, but the elephant trunk actually does look pretty epic. It looks a lot better than the original. I gotta tell you that. I will always say that the original didn't look very good. But this elephant trunk, yes, definitely. And all the lighting effects coming off of this thing, it looks like you're shooting a fucking gas plasma gun. And I likes it. I likes it a lot. I don't know why people keep messaging me on Discord. Hope it's something important. Holy crap, I almost blew myself up. Alright, let's see. We'll keep using the gas plasma gun. And you got the BFG. The BFG's never bad, but it's like, I just never really get that inspired by it. And it does look just kind of like a brick. We got a flamethrower, and of course the... Actually, hold on. We got a flamethrower and a mancubus cannon? Curious and curious. I really do like this flashlight, though. This flashlight is just beautiful. It is absolute perfection. I really do like this. I think, honestly, after this review is done, I will start playing more Brutal Doom, if only for that. And then that flamethrower is pretty good, too. Okay, well, I'm not seeing too many changes in this. We're going to switch over to Maps of Chaos. and actually get some real gameplay in before I call it an episode. Alright, we are of course back with some Maps of Chaos, where we got some real gameplay going on here. That's quite a few more guys. Let's toss in a grenade and blow them up! Alright, now, lighting is so good though. I think that must have been his main focus when working on this. The lighting is just absolutely beautiful. Now, I highly recommend, of course, when you download Maps of Chaos, which I sincerely hope you do, that you use the file mapsofchaos.-ok. Because this is the one that has like the vast majority of the actual enemies, and I fucking love it. It's a real challenge when you play this. Now, of course, the soundtrack has been added. That's, of course, Doom Metal Volume 4, I believe, which is by far my favorite of the WADs that use upgraded Doom music, as I feel it's generally just that much more bassy of a metal soundtrack. A lot of the other stuff is a little too high-pitched, a little too tinny in my taste. Okay, now this is where we're starting to get some real gameplay, and I think, as I've played this, I've gotten more and more impressed, and I'm really... He's done a good job. I'm not going to say he's outdone himself, but I will say he's done an amazing job. He's done this shit. He's done really, really good. Really good. Now, the shotgun here is actually a lot more useful since it doesn't recoil nearly as much. I wonder if he's using Aguila mini shells in this thing. Well, it is holding 10! Although I don't think Aguila mini shells are quite as powerful as that would show. I miss the old chain gun though, where like the whole screen just kind of shook. The sound was really deep, and it just felt like you were firing off, well, a minigun, or a chain gun, or whichever one it is. Or as I used to say, a gun of many barrels. Now, since I'm so used to playing Project Brutality, every time I see something that even looks like a Baron of Hell, I always think it's a Bellator, which they do a crap ton of damage, and they have splash damage that can kill you quite quickly. Yeah, so we're at the save. And let's got him! Fucking got him! Oh, it's fucking... You know, the thing about Brutal Doom is people like to complain about it, especially these days now that it's fairly popular. And I always talk about Project Brutality, but the thing about it is Project Brutality would not exist without Brutal Doom. It would not. The sort of Doom renaissance that we're experiencing still to this day, I don't think would have really happened had we not had Brutal Doom really put Doom back on the map. I mean, that's something to remember, is that Doom had never fallen in popularity, but even I didn't start playing it quite as much as I do now without it. And, you know, one of the things you have to really appreciate about Brutal Doom is it's not just a gore mod. It is not just a mod that adds in gore. It does so much more than that. I think Project Brutality has a much bigger... I like that fucking blood. That blood spray there. That's brilliant. I think Project Brutality has a much bigger development team, hence why they have so many different enemy types and things of that nature. But this is also running a bit smoother than Project Brutality. Project Brutality runs kind of slow. Project Brutality has a lot more going on, and it really taxes that Doom engine to its limit, whereas this really runs quite smoothly, barely getting any frame dips whatsoever, even with this. So that is something to be very impressed by. And these Maps of Chaos, though, I mean, just look at all the carnage we're getting up to right now. I mean, that's why I love Maps of Chaos, because it adds a lot of good new details to, and that's another thing I love about the Brutal Doom double-barreled shotgun, as it really can just clear an entire goddamn room. All right, let's blow him up. Ooh, that is holy shit, that's awesome. Blood is an energy conductor. I am full of that. All I need is an outlet. And blow him up. But if it hadn't been for Brutal Doom, I might not be into Doom as much as I am today. And I really hope the Doomslayer Chronicles that launches September 1st is compatible with this mod, because I really, really want to play it with this new Brutal Doom, because this is you know, it started out, it's like, yeah, it's just more Brutal Doom, but this, you know, as I played it, it's just definitely getting more and more impressive. I mean, this, I don't think there's as many level changes as I thought there would be. I don't even think he really promised that many, but I thought there'd be more than what I saw. But just in terms of raw gameplay, this is starting to get seriously, really fucking good. I don't think it seriously rivals Project Brutality, though. I gotta keep saying that just because that is my chosen way of playing Doom to this day. Come on, just fucking rip them apart. I will say this, though. Project Brutality does have a problem with some of its difficulty gets a little cheap now and again. Some of the enemies could be a little bit better. I really do hope they fix that in version, I think version 3 is on the way for them. I'll definitely do a look at that as soon as it is released. Although if you are working on Project Brutality and want me to see it, see the current build of V3, just let me know. Shit. Sodomized by a specter. Well, that's not good. Hashtag me too. But me too is shit. Wait, I got grenades. Well, didn't help me much, did it? Toss grenade. Oh, it's just beautiful. I mean, like, you throw a grenade, you look back, and it's just nothing but a blood fountain. And I think that's really why Brutal Doom just is so popular. You know, I mean, like, the gameplay just feels a little faster. The weapons feel a little meatier. Just the whole game, it really is Doom refined. And I think that's all Doom needed was a little bit of refining. Now, one thing that's kind of funny is I said something in my Brutal Doom review. It took me a long time to actually review that mod. I certainly played it a lot and talked about it a lot, but I never actually reviewed it for whatever reason. But somebody said I was filleting Sergeant Mark IV, and I was like, well, because I said that, like a fine wine, Brutal Doom has been aging to perfection. I was just repeating a line that I had said like 3 years ago for CGR. I said, like a fine wine, Doom has been aging to perfection. And it seems that every release, every release, Brutal Doom just gets better and better. Still prefer Project Brutality, though! That's not to say that Brutal Doom is bad, it's just that's what I prefer. Although, Sergeant Mark IV is starting to make me consider revising that statement, simply because there's a lot of little intangibles that, unless you play this, it might not otherwise be obvious. Because, I don't know, it feels a little better. It's really hard to describe how this really feels. And I think that might be just a cumulative effect of all the changes that have been wrought on here. Because as a whole, this actually feels just a little better than a lot of the previous Brutal Dooms. I do highly recommend checking out some of the earlier Brutal Dooms. And just to see, you know, we are very spoiled today when it comes to this kind of thing. Because, like, when Brutal Doom came out, I was so happy to finally have, you know, a intermediate caliber rifle, you know? Instead of, you know, just that pistol or the shotgun. Because it really gave a lot of, it had a lot of weapon variety, and it's like what you could do in Brutal Doom versus what you could do in just vanilla Doom was considerable. And so, you know, when we look at it, well, it seems that this is only a little bit better. You know, like, it wasn't so long ago when, you know, all you had was that. Now, there had been gameplay enhancement WADs before. Fucking asshole. There had been gameplay enhancement WADs before. My favorite was one called The Stranger, and it was good. But really, compared to Brutal Doom, it was nothing. It was just a couple of new weapons. The gameplay was still virtually unchanged. What Brutal Doom did was it really was a paradigm shift in what we expected from gameplay enhancement WADs. And I think that should not ever be understated. God damn it. I think we'll call it a video after we finally beat this particular level. You know, because like I know that some people really just dislike Brutal Doom, but you know, this was a big deal. I mean, Doom had kind of fallen off the radar, but this put it back on the radar in a big way. You know, and it really did have an influence on Doom 2016 with the glory kill system, for better or worse. But then again, I say for better or worse, they kind of overused that glory kill system, and that wasn't even that big of a deal. The big problem with Doom 2016 was just the endless numbers of arenas, which really, you know, the first time you play it, it's like, oh, it's so good, we actually get a game where you can just play the game and it doesn't have all this crap. But once that initial bit of that initial shock of actually getting a real game goes away. Ooh, that's a very nice detail on with the glowing hands. Now this is of course not the first gameplay enhancement WAD to do that. Ooh, now that's cool. But it's definitely, but it still works. Okay, let's save. Actually, you know, that level detail thing that Mark IV put in that, I guess it's working for this too. Because Maps of Chaos, I don't think had the windows. And the lighting is still working. Okay, yeah. I will go... Shit, I should have ran, but I didn't. I should have run so far away. Gotta get away. Alright, I'll say that Sergeant Mark IV has actually kind of outdone himself in this. I think I was too quick to judge. I will admit it. I'm a very, very critical man, you know. I will admit it, though. This is probably... He's outdone himself. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Just in terms of all the little details, that intangible feeling coming off of the gameplay. I can't really describe it that well. But I think this is probably the best version of Brutal Doom yet. And I can only hope that it gets better and better as the years go on. This just feels so good. Like, it doesn't look it. Especially compared to Project Brutality with all its different enemy types, but this is perfectly competitive with Project Brutality. It truly is. But when I talk about that stuff, it doesn't mean I'm gonna like pick my champion and never play the other one. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, it's not like the console wars where you got to choose one. And then what's ironic is everybody ended up kind of playing both the Sega and the Super Nintendo to begin. At the end of it anyway, once the Genesis got cheap. Honestly, when it comes to me, I still pick PC above them all, because PC does what game systems don't. But hey, if you're stuck on console, it's better than nothing. I was a console gamer until 2008. That doesn't mean I didn't have access to a PC, it's just I was predominantly a console gamer, and you know, one day I might get a X-Bone. Give it a try. Finally check out Master Chef Collection. Or get eaten by a bloody Pinky. This is what I love about Maps of Chaos. I mean, it literally is Maps of Chaos. Because there's so many enemies that spawn. And it works really well with this with Brutal Doom V21 C, I think. I can't keep all the numbers straight, goddammit. I'm down to 2 health. I literally cannot take another hit, otherwise I am dead. Which is why I need to save. I'm definitely going to play this seriously once this video has concluded. And it shall conclude. Well, gotta battle through here. Just opening up that door, dead. Now there's one version of Brutal Doom Black Edition, it's an older version where you can use the shotgun from Doom 64. Anything from Doom 64 I'm very, very, very happy to get access to, because I still am a big fan of Doom 64 to this day. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this latest revision of Brutal Doom is something I highly recommend playing. This is not just an incremental improvement, it improves a lot of little things and actually almost intangibly improves the gameplay considerably. And so, I am Generallotz, wishing you good Duke Nukem, Alien Armageddon, and Doom Eternal, whatever makes you happy.